Horrible movies and move into the realm of hopefully good movies, because recent news has come out, and apparently The Rock, who everybody thought was going to play Shazam in the new Shazam movie coming out in, I believe, 2016, it's actually a little bit of a reversal of script. He's going to play Black Adam, which is Shazam's nemesis. And now Shazam, I don't think a lot of people know much about this whole Shazam series. I mean, you've seen Shazam kind of in, like, if you watched any of the Justice League cartoons, he popped up here and there as Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't think he's been very popular in the last few decades. Like now that they've been reaching and just showing everyone they can possibly do in some of the cartoons, because they've run out of people and they just want to show people. People like him show up, but I don't remember ever even seeing a Shazam comic book anywhere. I'm sure that they
it was called the Marvel family for a long time, and then they had some disputes with actual Marvel about using that, because it is a DC Comics property, and they changed the name of it to Shazam after that.
Still,
it started
I
out
know
as the
about
Marvel family.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I've read up on Shazam a while ago, but I just don't remember seeing much about Shazam other than obscure hardcore comic book fan sources.
Yeah, exactly. But I really wanted to give people a little bit of a background on Black Adam and the Shazam thing. So Black Adam actually comes from ancient Egypt about 5,000 years ago, and apparently he was this great warrior who, in a time of trouble, the wizard Shazam bestowed upon him powers of 6 gods. Now, they changed the names of the gods a couple different times, because originally they were Greek gods, and then people were like, hey, if this is 5,000 years ago, that's 2,000 years before Greek gods were around. How does that work?
Before the written ones. But also they were in Egypt.
Yeah. So that's...
I mean, those places are close together, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be this warrior for good with all these powers, and he gets power hungry. Yeah, simple as that. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm stronger than everybody. I'm just going to do what I want to do. So the wizard Shazam, who gave him his powers, then banishes him. And in a way to make up for his mistake, gives a family of people, I think there's 3 or 4 of them, the Shazam powers. Now, it's only not until, I think recently, that they gave it to a little kid who would say Shazam and then become big Captain Marvel and everything like that. It used to be just some more normal people who could say those words and get the powers. So that was that. But yeah, so Shazam banished Black Adam to some other part of the universe. And it took Black Adam 5,000 years to fly all the way back to Earth. And apparently he does that. Why? I don't. If you're I'm 5,000 years away, I'd just be like, whatever. I'm not going back there.
See, that's why you don't have those kind of powers, Brian. You don't have the drive.
Because I don't have the drive to go all the way back. Yeah. I mean, if you are stranded that far away, I'm just trying to think of what your possible motivation. I mean, yeah, maybe revenge. But after 5,000 years, you'd think that would go away. You'd think after 1,000 years, you're well, I'm tired of flying, let's just there's a nice planet over there.
Every second he's I can't believe I'm still flying.
That's a hell of a grudge.
Space.
That is a hell of a grudge. So
you jerk.
That's pretty much Black Adam's. That's his background. That's why he's evil. Now they do have parts. They've changed up his beginning stories a couple times. I've seen parts where he wasn't sent away for 5,000 years. He was imprisoned in Earth for 5,000 years. I've also seen parts where he's the ruler of I can't remember. It's supposed to be a North African nation, Kazabag or something like that. And he's trying to protect his people from the influences of the modern world and stuff like that. And so they try to paint him in different lights, but I think the main way of his origin story is this whole gets the powers, gets banished, comes back and wants to fight. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. But The Rock is actually going to play Black Adam. And now I kind of like this because as Shazam, we would only see The Rock in the movie, half the time, maybe a little more than half the time, but you got to expect some of that screen time would be devoted to him in his kid form.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're still going to see less of him if he's a villain, aren't you?
Well, you never know how they'll take it, but I think he'll be good as Black Adam. The look, he's got the look. I mean, a big muscle-bound dude, And you know what? I've never seen The Rock really play that bad guy. I don't think in any movie. Now he was the Scorpion King in one of them, but that was like
An
not
Egyptian
really
bad
a
guy.
bad guy. Yeah, so this is right up his alley.
Yeah.
Of Egyptian, lots of Egyptian bad guys for The Rock. Yeah, so I like the idea of them putting him as Black Adam rather than Shazam. I was excited to see him as Shazam, but I think I'm even more excited to see him as.
Well, do we know who's going to be Shazam?
No, that hasn't come out yet. So there's still lots of things to be announced. But you know, I think it's a good start for this movie. A little known franchise. But I don't know. Let us know what you think. Do you think The Rock would be better as Shazam or Black Adam? Am I right? Are you wrong? You like how I said that? All right. Hit us up in comments down below. Of course, at Words to My Face on Twitter, wordstomyface@gmail.com, Google Plus, and Facebook. All good ways to get a hold of us. Let us know what you think. And, we'll talk about it a little later, too. So...